First of all, Director Panos, nice to have you back. And your testimony is always revealing. You know, we went through, there's been a lot of talk about the FAST Act and the things that we have done in this committee. And let me just commend the Democrats and the Republicans both on the committee that we have done things other committees don't do. But not only did the FAST Act, we did the Water Act, we did the Chemical Act, and so we're kind of the committee that gets things done and works together. And I see this as no exception. When you're talking about your categorical exclusions, the discussion came up, I think, it was the chairman asking the questions, with the question as to why should we do anything more until we've completed the exclusion process that's already in place. My feeling, and the feeling of people from Oklahoma, Mr. Panos, is that we need to be doing both at the same time. If you sit around and wait, that's going to just stall the things that we should be doing in order to streamline these projects. And somehow, and I've always associated streamlining with how many more miles can we get out of a project, or how many more miles and more bridges can we get? So I would ask you, do you agree with that concept that we need to be doing all at the same time, and then also the kind of delays still associated with the exclusion? Mr. Panos.
Senator, I would agree that we need to do all at the same time, and our proposals really don't have the potential to be negatively interactive at all with the existing streamlining that's going on. And some of the issues that we address, again, as I had stated, were not ripe during the during the development of past legislation. Today they are, and it's about continuous improvement while some of the other streamlining is going on. So to answer your question, I would say both. With CADEX, with regards to CADEX, Senator, I would just say that as our testimony stated, there are some more categories that could be included. We use it frequently in Wyoming and other rural states, and more of CADEX would be helpful to us.
That's very helpful. So that everybody knows what's happening, we are in the middle of a vote right now. I'm staying till the chairman gets back, and hopefully we can get through Senator Whitehouse as soon as I conclude here. Or in fact, I'll even interrupt mine so you can get away if you need to. Now on the, I want to come back to you and ask you for some specific projects that you feel would be good to be given the privileges of the exclusions that were under discussion. But before we do that, Ms. Pilconis, you made some comments, and it hasn't been discussed yet in terms of questions, on the citizen suits and the costs and the delays that come with these. And I'd like to have you kind of go over with us what types of delays are there. And then when you mentioned there are 4 or 5 suggestions that came out of the contractors, if you were to single that out down to 1 or 2 suggestions, what would that be?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, the delays are extensive. I think there's a project right now that you can look at in the press, I-70 project in Denver. It's a billion-dollar project, and the project hasn't gotten off the ground yet because of citizen suits. Suits that are really attempting to delay or stop the project and potentially just stall it until the 2018 election, where there may be a new governor who has a different opinion about the project. So citizen suits are a problem where it's preventing the public from realizing the benefit, as I said, of cleaner water, safer roads and bridges, a more efficient and reliable energy system. And some of the things that we've looked at are the positive improvements in the current streamlining reforms, where it's shortening the statute of limitations. There's 2 different timelines under MAP 21 and FAST 41. So, you know, perhaps having a consistent timeline.
I'm going to ask you to elaborate on that, because I'm staying here when everybody else is gone, so there'll be plenty of time. But let's go ahead. I know that Senator Sullivan has to preside as soon as we vote, and he had one question he wanted to move in front of Senator Whitehouse.
Thank you, Mr.
Sullivan.
Chairman and Senator.